Hello, Whoa, my voice there. Hello, everyone. I'm just gonna say hi to you guys until I pop up on the actual stream, and you guys let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, if everything's okay. My stream settings say that I'm at poor right now, so just let me know if everything is working fine for you guys, and then we'll get the stream started. But yeah, I'm just gonna read the chat in the meantime. Oh, it's early in the morning, and Happy New Year's, everyone, as well. I hope you guys all had a great New Year's. But yeah, I'm just going to be reading the chat. I hope you guys... Oh, wait, I'm going to show you the background. I hope you guys like the background. Ta-da! It's just it's just DS9. But yeah, happy Wednesday, January 3rd morning. Please, again, let me know if you can hear me, because sometimes I do these live streams and you cannot hear me. So yeah, please let me know if you can hear me. Okay, Dion says, yes, I can hear you. Nick says everything is fine. Great to have you guys here. And if this is your first live stream with me, then welcome everyone. And if this is not your first live stream, then welcome. And yeah, today we're going to be ranking Season 2 of Star Trek DS9 on this little ranking thing that I've made in a second. And then we are going to talk about Season 2. We're going to discuss the episodes, discuss that crazy, absolutely crazy finale. And then we're just going to, I don't know, we're going to discuss other things as well. For some reason, my tier list is a little bit messed up, actually. But, you know, we'll discuss that later. But yeah, let's see. Some people say that this is their first live stream, like Tom O'Malley. Welcome, Tom. Everyone else, audio really good, actually. Okay, that's great. Lauren's, good idea to do it right after the upload. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I hope you guys are all excited. If you can listen to this episode as a podcast if you're at work or something. I know it's like a Wednesday morning for most of you guys, or a Wednesday afternoon if you're in the Eastern United States, or maybe you're in the evening if you're not in the United States, you know, or in Canada, you know, if you're in like Europe or Asia or something like that. But yeah, you can listen to this as a podcast. You don't really need anything visual for this, but you know, it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I think we're gonna start. But guys, by the way, that finale, I'm on Season 3, right? I'm 6 episodes into Season 3 on Patreon. I'm going to be watching... If my voice doesn't go during this live stream, which it might, because I was at a Canucks game, a hockey game last night, and I was screaming a lot, and so my voice was really dead last night, and I was really praying that my voice would be fine for today's live stream. Thank God it is okay for this live stream. But if it dies, I'm not going to watch Star Trek today. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. I'll give it a rest. But if I'm not dead by the end of this live stream, I'm going to be watching episodes 7 and 8 of Season 3 today, and I'm really excited. But I keep thinking about Season 2 finale while I'm on Season 3, because that Season 2 finale was so good. Oh, that Season 2 finale was so good. Like, I was so excited, but then I needed to jump around. I needed to do jumping jacks or something, and that excitement has carried over into Season 3. If you haven't seen my Season 3 reactions yet, I won't spoil them too much or anything, but I am really excited to go into every episode because of the Season 2 finale. But not just that, but I think Star Trek DS9 has evolved so much. I thought Season 2 as a whole was not so much better, but it was better than Season 1, and I already think Season 3 is going to be better than Season 2 just after the first 6 episodes, because every episode in Season 6 is an absolute banger. Like, really, really good episodes so far. There hasn't been an episode where I've been like, yeah, that's okay, but granted, we're only 6 episodes in, but yeah, I thought Season 2 definitely stepped it up when it came to the quality of the seasons. Yeah, TBKOTOROB, I needed a second to figure out how to say that. Tea and Honey for your voice. Love Tea and Honey. I'll probably have that after, and then maybe I can go on to watch the DS9 season 7. Imagine if I just started watching Season 7 right now. That would be that would be crazy. Let's see. I'm going to read the chat really quickly. Season 6 is the best season, says Big Gator. That's pretty cool. I halfway to Season 6 then. Today is a good day to die watching DS9, says Kyle Lamb. What I love about the finale is that when it starts off totally innocently and ends with the destruction of the Odyssey. Yeah, the destruction of the Odyssey was something that I did not expect. You watched the first episode of the Jem'Hadar on a trampoline? That's hilarious. Okay, we're going to go into ranking these episodes now because it's going to take a little bit considering there's 26 episodes. So I'm going to put on the tier list. Just give me a second here. It's right behind me, the tier list. And I'm going to make my camera kind of smaller, and I'm going to move it here. Maybe I'll move it up, actually. Yeah, maybe I'll move it up, because I don't think there's going to be as many amazing episodes as, like, top stuff episodes, you know what I mean, or anything like that. So yeah, this is my tier list, everyone. Hope this looks okay. Sorry, Eimer, I just saw my name pop up. So Eimer said, think of the Dominion as a kind of anti-federation with several species in it. Yeah, that makes very, very sense. Don't worry, Nanashaisei. I just don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, though. I will not skip ahead. I'm watching every episode in order. But Greg Song, I think DS9 is awesome. I feel like it has definitely lived up to my expectations and has exceeded my expectations, and it's definitely my favorite Star Trek show. Granted, it's the only one I'm giving the chance and benefit of watching the whole thing through, but I still think even if I watch TNG the whole way through, I think I'd like DS9 more, because I like the way that the episodes are made, and like I like the serialization of it compared to the more episodic nature of TNG, if that makes any sense. Even though I have nothing against TNG, I think that's also a great show. But yeah, here's the tier list. So I have 5 tiers here. I have Supremely Amazing. So I don't know, for the Supremely Amazing, that's pretty self-explanatory. I have Top Stuff, very British. Top Stuff. But those are just really great episodes. And then see how I have good and then under it average Star Trek? You would think that average Star Trek would be the one in the middle tier, very average. But I felt like season 2 had way more good episodes than average episodes. And so I went to like Supremely Amazing, Top Stuff, good, and then average, because I felt like there was a lot of good in season 2. And then Odo Explodes. And Odo Explodes is just like, the episode was not good, and it was really not good, and so Odo exploded. I was just thinking about that episode. I think it was the, whatever you call it, the crossover episode, and when Odo explodes, and it was just playing in my head over and over and over again when I was making this tier list, so I just wanted to have it on the tier list, and so Odo Explodes is the final tier. So yeah. John DeMarco says Odo Explodes should be a tier on more list. Yeah, Lawrence, you remember in crossover when Odo Explodes? I made a short on it as well. Really, really funny stuff. But yeah, let's just kind of dive into ranking these episodes. I'm gonna need a little bit of help remembering what is in some of these episodes, but once I remember what's in the episodes, I'll remember the episode. You know what I mean? Because there's just so many episodes, and maybe I'll mix things up with season 1 as well. But we're gonna start. It's a little bit mixed up, so I'm gonna try and go in order as best I can. Like 2 times 5 is here, but then 2 times 6 is like, for some reason, I don't even know where 2 times 6 is anymore. 2 times 5, 2 times 4 is there for some. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just try and find them as we go. It was in order the other day, and now it's not in order anymore. 2 times 6 is here. That's where it is. Okay, we're going to start with, we're kind of going to do 2 times 1, 2 times 2, and 2 times 3 together, because I feel like they're a package, right? They're a trilogy of episodes, and I think all those episodes are really good. I thought it was a really great opening to season 2. I really liked all the Bajoran stuff. The circle stuff was really interesting, seeing who all the threats were and stuff like that. The whole buildup of the circle, seeing it was the circle, right? They invaded Deep Space Nine in the last episode, in the Siege episode and stuff like that. Yeah, Gigi Gooding, yes, I am 6 episodes into season 3 so far, so keep that in mind. Like, I know who the founders are. Kind of cool, huh? Kind of cool. I know who the founders are, but yeah, I think I'm going to be ranking 2 times 1. Okay, yeah, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do 2 times 1 is Top Stuff. I think 2 times 2 is good, because it's the middle chapter. There's a lot of good stuff in 2 times 2, but I felt I was more excited in 2 times 1. And I think 2 times 3 was amazing. I had a lot of fun with the Siege 2 times 3, the end of that trilogy. Like, just like the end of the circle when Cisco was like, we have to defend DS9 or whatever, right? And then or they're like, he's like, oh, they're coming, and they have like that skeleton crew, and then they hide in the vents. I'm pretty sure that's the Siege, right? And stuff like that. Just such a fun episode. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is fair rankings? I can move them around. I want to kind of also base it off of your rankings a little bit here. So let me know. Let me know if you think like the Siege should not be in Supremely Amazing, or if the Circle should be in Top Stuff, or if the Circle should be in Odo Explodes or something. Just let me know. But if you think this is fair, then we can move on to 2x4. And I'm going to try and order these in the meantime. 2x4, 2x5, 2x6, 2... it's fine. The trilogy is great, some people said. Reading you fine, says Adam. Big Gator says, just assume that you finished season 2. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're not sure where spoilers are in season 3, just don't say anything, just in case I haven't seen it yet. But like for the founders, for instance, you find out who the founders are in episode 2 of season 3. So like, I know who the founders are, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? These rankings work. Okay, it seems like more or less the correct ranking. It seems like people are on agreement with this ranking, so that's good. Okay, now invasive procedures, 2x4. What is invasive procedures exactly? I need to figure this one out. Oh, invasive procedures is the one where the guy like takes Dax. Okay, that's an interesting one actually. What do you guys think of invasive procedures? I think, oh, that's a tough one because I enjoyed this episode, but at the same time, I had a hard time remembering this episode. What do you guys think? Frank Langella, yeah, he was really good in this trilogy. Lawrence, hey, right, Morn is awesome. I think I'm going to put invasive procedures. In good. I don't think it's average. I think it's a little bit above average because of the ending of the episode where Dax says that she remembers him and stuff like that. Like she can feel him inside. That sounds really weird, but she can feel him inside of her because of the symbiote and stuff like that. But I do think it's not at a top stuff episode, you know what I mean? Because I had a hard time remembering it, but there were some really good moments. It brought up some really interesting dilemmas and thoughts, I guess, about Trills and their hosts and the symbiotes and stuff like that. I really liked the guy who was playing like the antagonist who stole Dax's symbiote and became, I forget what he became, something Dax. I forget what he became though, but just like the way like his mannerisms from how like kind of, I don't know, back he was. I can't speak right now. It's too early in the morning. To how like projected he became and how confident he became with the symbiote. I really like that. So I think it's good. I don't think it's anything amazing or top stuff. I think it's good, and I think it's better than average because there are some average episodes in this season that I'm gonna come to later that I think Invasive Procedures is better than. But what do you guys think? Dion says average. Someone says Odo explodes. Really, someone really hates this episode. There will be better. Oh, worse, some people say. I think it's average. Okay, it seems like some people are saying it's average. John Glover is always good. I think it's gonna... I think it's... Okay, I think you guys... A lot of people are saying it's average. But I think it's good. So we're going to keep it in good, but we're going to keep it at the back of good. Let's say it's like on the cusp of good and average Star Trek. You know what I mean? I think that works. Anyways, 2x5 Cardassians. Cardassians is the one with that kid, right? Yeah, the kid and the Bajoran parents. Now, I don't really remember this episode too much, to be honest with you. Yeah, guys. I have no context. I have no context of what's to come. I'm ranking it solely based on this season alone and a first time watching of this season. 2x5. I thought 2x5 was average, to be honest with you. I liked Invasive Procedures a little bit more. I have a hard time remembering exactly what happened in Cardassians. I remember there was a kid. He was raised by Bajoran parents and stuff like that. Yeah, Graham, that's why I'm keeping it in good. It's just the ending of Invasive Procedures moved me, and it moved Graham as well, so that's pretty good. Tom O'Malley said, would have been better if Odo wasn't in a box prison half the episode. I guess. I guess. Cardassians, though, I think is average Star Trek. What do you guys think? I mean, I know Garrick was in it and stuff. Okay, Dion says Garrick was in it, but I totally forgot Garrick was in the episode. I'm gonna be honest, but I mean, Garrick usually ups things, which means maybe he upped it from Odo. I never thought Cardassians was Odo explodes, though. Maybe I could see an argument for good, because then we make we make it L, look at that. But no, I think I'm going to keep it an average, just because I have a hard time remembering the episode overall. I remember there being this interesting court battle at some point, and there was that Cardassian dad, I think that was really interesting as well, but overall, I mean, it was still a good episode to watch, don't get me wrong, but it felt like an average one over the course of the season, if that makes any sense. Yeah, Garrick and Dukat rivalry was the best part of Cardassians. Yeah, I agree. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep it an average Star Trek. 2x6. Now, guys, this one, 2x6. I actually want to hear your thoughts on this one before I say my thoughts on this one, because this episode is divisive. This episode is very divisive. So, well, maybe not divisive for you, but divisive for me. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts while I try and find 2x7. 2x8. 2x7. 2 times... Am I just like dumb? Where's 2 times? Oh, there we go. 2x9. Okay, Malora, everyone. What do you guys think? Malora. I think Suli, did they vote for good for Malora or is good for Cardassians? Malora, Big Gator, is about that woman Malora who's in like that wheelchair, right? And then she uses anti-gravity. And she floats, and there's a love story between Bashir and Malora. And yeah, average, some people are saying, average Star Trek. Brigader doesn't even know what it's about, though, which kind of says something about the episode. Let's see, anything else? Okay, I think I'm gonna just I'm gonna put it in average, says Dion. Everyone seems to say it's average. For me, I think it's supreme. I'm joking. I don't think it's supreme. I think it's a good episode, and I'm standing by it. I don't care what anyone says in the chat. I'm standing by it. I think Malora is a good episode. I had a lot of fun with that episode. Malora was a really interesting character, and I was kind of hoping she would stay on the show a little bit, but it was really the relationship between Bashir and Malora that got to me. I actually felt that for some reason. I could really feel their relationship. People are saying Odo explodes, not very memorable. Average. For me, it's very memorable. I don't know. I couldn't remember Cardassians for the life of me, but I remember Malora very, very well. So there was something about it that stuck with me. And I think it's that anti-gravity romantic moment with Bashir and Malora. I loved that so much. So I don't care if people say it's Odo explodes or something else. I do understand why it would feel like an average episode, and I do feel like it's an average episode, but something about it made me really like that episode, and so I have to defend it. I have to defend it, and I have to go good. I have to. And I also think it was a really great Bashir episode, because we hadn't gotten that many Bashir episodes up until Malora, up until 2x6, and I thought it was a really great way to show how understanding and caring Bashir was as a doctor and as a person as well. Okay. I think I know people might be up in arms about this. People might riot and try to find me and pitchfork me in the face or something like that. It's okay. I'm keeping Malora at good. 2x7, rules of acquisition. Now this one, I'm actually putting rules of acquisition in top stuff for this season. And people can disagree with me if they want. You guys can let me know. Yeah, Kyle, I agree. They have done social commentary much better in DS9 than Malora, but again, there is something about Malora that I absolutely loved. But 2x7, rules of acquisition, I thought this was a great episode, but I'm putting it in top stuff for 2 reasons. One, the Quark relationship with that female Ferengi, really great stuff, by the way. I thought that was really cool, but also the Dominion name drop. This is the first episode of the entire show where the Dominion is name dropped, and the Dominion is the coolest thing in Star Trek of all time. And so this episode automatically gets points for introducing the Dominion. They also introduced those red there's like red people, you know, they're like the Eastern European, and they have like red skin and stuff like that with the cool designs, and they're all buff and they all fight each other all the time. Really cool species of aliens. So I think Rules of Acquisition is a great episode, not just for introducing the Dominion, introducing a species of the Gamma Quadrant and stuff like that, but also the relationship that Quark has with, I forget her name at the moment, but that Ferengi lady. She pretends to be a man, and then there's like this weird relationship where Quark is like best friends with her, but he thinks that she's a guy, but at the same time it's almost like if he knew that she was a girl, it would be a crush, but since he's a guy, it's not necessarily a crush, but she likes him, and it's just a really funny thing. And then at the end, he defends her in front of the Grand Nagus. It was a really great moment for Quark overall, a really great Quark episode. And again, the Dominion. So obviously it has to go top stuff. What do you guys think? People say it's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense though, Graham, that the Ferengi are the first to find the Dominion. Her name is Pel. Thank you. Pel. I'll try and remember that. But Greg also says that Rules of Acquisition is top stuff. That's good. Yeah, Lawrence, that's what I was thinking. It makes a lot of sense that the Ferengi are the first contact. A clothed female, says Nick. Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay, and Big Gator's already on to the next one, so we'll go on to the next one right here with 2 times 8. Necessary evil. Necessary evil. Does Bane say that? Is that in the Dark Knight Rises or something? Necessary evil is the one where they go back in time, wasn't it? Is that the one where they go, like, to the station in the past? They have that film noir opening, which is really cool and stuff like that. Then we see Odo serving the Cardassians on DS9. We see the Bajorans working in the camps on the station. Not in the camps, but we see them working on the station. Kira murders that guy. Is that episode? I'm going to check, but let me know in the chat as well. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's from like the five years ago, and I think Necessary Evil, guys, we might have a lot of top stuff. I think but it's also pretty amazing. No, I'm saving amazing for very, very select few episodes, okay? Very, very select few episodes. Necessary Evil is absolutely it. Okay, it is amazing. It is an amazing episode, but I have episodes in my mind that I like more than Necessary Evil that I want to put in Supremely Amazing. But I'm putting Necessary Evil at the very top of top stuff because I think it's grazing Supremely Amazing. It's touching it, but it's not quite there. It's not quite there compared to some of the other episodes. So people are saying amazing though. A lot of people are saying amazing. Okay, so we have amazing. We have Graham says it's amazing. It's absolutely fabulous. Big Gator says amazing. Sue Lee says it's amazing. Greg says it's amazing. Nick says it's amazing. Steven just says, when do you start season 3? I've started starting season 3 next week on YouTube. Already 6 episodes on season 3. Deep into season 3 on Patreon. If you join Patreon, you can watch up to episode 6 of season 3 right now. Everyone else is saying it's amazing. You know what? Okay, guys, you have convinced me. I'll put it in Supremely Amazing. I'll put it in Supremely Amazing, but I'm going to keep it at the back of Supremely Amazing just because I think that there are episodes that are... Actually, I do think Necessary Evil is better than The Siege, though. I'll give you that. And I thought The Siege was amazing now that I think about it. So, yeah, okay. Necessary Evil is going to be better than The Siege in Supremely Amazing. There we go, okay? Peer pressure. You guys have convinced me. Tom says it's not amazing, but very good. So we have someone who says it's not amazing. Okay, top stuff. Some people are saying now it's interesting. I think season 2 is mostly top stuff, says Greg. That's interesting. I think season 2 is also a lot of top stuff. And Iron Bear Milk says Necessary Evil is top tier for me. Okay, I think we'll keep it Supremely Amazing because I did really enjoy Necessary Evil, but there are episodes that I enjoy more than Necessary Evil, such as Second Sight. I'm joking. I did not enjoy Second Sight as much as Necessary Evil. But what is Second Sight again? The wife of a prominent expert on a dead planet regeneration provides bittersweet mystery and hearty. Oh, this was one. Okay. No, okay. So episode 2 times 9, Second Sight, is an episode that I was very disappointed by. I cannot lie. I was very disappointed by this episode. There was good in this episode, but when Cisco was talking at the start of the episode that this was going to be the anniversary of Jennifer's death, and he was talking to Jake about it and stuff, I was really hoping for this really introspective look into Cisco as a character, into Cisco's relationships and stuff like that. And we kind of got that, but in a much more surface level aspect than I would have liked from the episode. I was really expecting great things, and the show hadn't really touched on Jennifer that much in season 1, and so I was hoping for it a little bit more in season 2, because the first flippin' episode, The Emissary of season 1, it's so traumatic, right? It's such a traumatic moment for him, and he doesn't really touch on it. And I know it's like 4 years later or 5 years later or something like that, but still, I would have liked him to touch on it a little bit more. Saffron Falls, thank you so much for joining the live and for being a new fan. Sorry, I just saw that really quickly and I had to stop. And have fun watching my Javon reaction. That's such a fun movie. But yeah, I think Second Sight, guys, it's not Odo explodes per se, but this is where it's disappointing me, because I think it had the ability to be top stuff. Even supremely amazing. I think they could have gone so far and done so much with that episode, but I don't know. They just didn't do enough with Cisco and Jennifer and like all the love life stuff and how he's grieving, or maybe he's learning to like move on. And they did do that in some aspect, but they didn't do it enough for me. And I don't know. I was a little disappointed by that. But granted, I did really like the woman and like her dilemma of projecting herself into like this other variation of herself, because she felt trapped with that scientist guy. I really enjoyed the scientist guy. It was really interesting how he sacrificed himself in order to free his wife, because when his wife's species gets married, they're bound for life, right? And so he killed himself in his last science experiment. Actually, very honorable thing to do. And I don't know, I really enjoyed some of that episode. Some of the visuals in the episode with the whole starting life and that sun thing was really cool. But again, I couldn't help but feel disappointed throughout the whole episode that we could have gotten something a lot more introspective with Cisco, like a lot more of like a character study than just a more average episode. So I think I'm going Second Sight in average Star Trek, and I hope you guys are okay with that. Sheikh Zula 111 said, oh, that one, yeah, average. I think you could rewrite it for any other series. Yeah, I agree with that. Second Sight is fine, says Kyle Lamb. Cody says, hello all, hope you had a great start to your new year. I had a great start to my new year. Hope you had a great start as well. The scientist guy was funny, says Jalen. I agree, he was really funny, but again, I think that's not what I wanted from this episode. I wanted more Cisco stuff from this episode. Necessary evil is necessary, says Empire Jeff. Makes sense. A good naming of the episode then. Yeah, Graham. Let there be light. That's such a good line for him to say. We will get better Jennifer Cisco episodes, says Big Getter. Yeah, I'm really hoping so. I'm assuming we will eventually, but I'm also hoping so, because I think that's a very interesting part of Cisco that we still really haven't talked about that much, to be honest with you. Greg saw Richard Keeley is a highlight of the episode. Yeah, I agree. He is a highlight of the episode. Okay, time to get into episode 10 of season 2, Sanctuary. Now, this is the one with just those people, right? Those people come from the Gamma Quadrant because their homes have been taken over by, guess who? That's my drum roll here. The Dominion. And so because we have a Dominion name drop, it's already going to be supremely amazing. I'm joking. I think this one is also average Star Trek. I think I like it more. No. I actually think it's my least favorite of the episodes so far that we've watched. I mean, maybe it's tied with Second Sight, but I don't know. There were some good things about this episode. We got a Dominion name drop like halfway through the episode because their homes had been taken away and they were like immigrating away from the episode, or they were refugees away from the episode, away from the Gamma Quadrant, and they were refugees from their home world coming to DS9 and stuff like that. But I don't know. It was a very weird episode to me at times. I felt like the the species that were coming in, they had like all those like weird bumps on their skin and stuff. That's not why I disliked the episode or anything, but I felt like their way of thought, they weren't for that thankful is what I'm saying. Like obviously the Bajorans, they wanted to live on Bajor and stuff like that, but I thought the Bajorans actually made the right choice with not letting them on the planet, just because like had just come out of a conflict. They don't even have enough resources to sustain their own people. How can they sustain what, like 9 million other people or 4 million other people or something like that? And I get what the woman was saying at the end, like we could have helped each other. We are farmers. We could have like grown crops for you. Like what if it had worked? But what if it hadn't worked? And but Bajor just can't take that risk. And it just felt like they were a little bit ungrateful at times about getting a whole new planet for themselves. And I understand it was that prophecy and everything like that, but still, you're refugees coming into a whole new system, and the Federation are giving you a whole world for you that's perfectly capable of farming, but they're mad at them. It just, I don't know, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. Yeah, some people are saying it's average. Some people are saying it's Odo explodes. Yeah, I think comments on the pacing of the episode. Some people have a problem with the pacing, which would be interesting. But yeah, Kyle says Sanctuary is average, more social commentary, but they're absolutely right. The Bajorans have no business taking in refugees. Yeah, that's what I think exactly. I like the social commentary, and I like that it's there, and it applies. The social commentary from that episode is cool because it applies to today's world as well, and it makes you think at least about refugees and immigration and stuff like that. But they could have done it in a way that is better, because the episode almost made the refugees feel very ungrateful, and that's not really what you want to do in a social commentary on refugees in a way. But I do think I stand with Bajor in this. I do think that Bajor made the right choice in not letting them onto the planet. I just don't think it would have worked. I think it would have, I don't know, it would have caused more problems than good. My GF got me watching Star Trek years ago, but we skipped any religion episodes because it bores her. Stuart Henderson. Some of the religion episodes are so good though, like all the Bajor religion episodes with Kira and stuff like that, and Win. And Win, no, she's not a Videk anymore. She's a Kai Win. Those are great episodes. I would recommend her watching them because they are absolutely amazing. Oh, Matt, did you forget about the live stream? You're here. Well, we're ranking the episodes. Here we are. Now we're going to episode 11. Guys, this is history. 2 times 11. Rivals is the first Odo explodes. Everyone, give it a round of applause. Some people like Sanctuary. Greg Som says that it's good, but we're moving on from Sanctuary and we're going to Rivals, and Rivals is my least favorite episode of season 2, and it goes very nice and snugly into Odo explodes. Because Odo explodes, he explodes for bad episodes. Rivals was just a nothing episodes. Granted, there is a I don't know, a callback to Rivals like 2 episodes later in Whispers or something like that, and I don't know, they just talk about the game and like O'Brien versus Bashir, and like and Quark was like, yeah, we need to finish that final or something like that, and I wouldn't have understood that if I hadn't watched Rivals. So good on Rivals there, but it's just a nothing episode. If you skip the episode, nothing matters in that episode at all. There's no character development that is important, really. All it is Bashir and O'Brien like playing ball together or something like that. I think it's also the one with the really weird gambling aspect to it. Let me double check. Yeah, it's also the one with the really weird gambling to it, which is such a strange plot line that goes nowhere. People were saying that was supposed to be Guinan's son or something like that, but yeah, they didn't mention that in the show at all. So I mean, yeah, the gambling plot line went nowhere. The tennis, the racquetball thing, the space racquetball, space tennis was cool to watch, but like it didn't matter. It doesn't matter or anything. And even the relationship that Bashir and O'Brien have in this episode, it doesn't matter because they stay the same the entire time, and any like inkling of of niceness that they get towards each other goes out the window before it slowly starts to get repaired again in Whispers, the next O'Brien and Bashir episode. And so Whispers and sorry, not Whispers, Armageddon game. And so it's just like, does it really matter, guys? Does the episode matter at all? No, it doesn't. And yeah, this was the most bleh episode to me of the whole season. So I hope you guys agree. Yeah, it had Jack Skellington guest star, I know, but he guest starred in like the worst plot line of all time in Star Trek Deep Space Nine so far. Graham said, "Well done." Odo explodes. Big Gator claps. It's a story about chance. Yawn, says Greg. Yeah, that's how I felt. Rivals does have Wreck-A-Ball, says Graham. It does, but that did not save the episode. One of the nice things about DS9 is that even the episodes that aren't great still have good character interactions. Yeah, I didn't find this episode, like, boring to watch per se. It just was like, really? You know what I mean? Really? That was my reaction while watching the episode. Falls for me under, if it's on, I'll watch it, I guess, says Sheikh Zula 111. And yeah, I agree. If it's on, I'll watch it. Like, it's not unwatchable. It's just, it's the most skippable episode of DS9 that I've seen so far. That's my opinion. I would rather, this is going to be a huge statement. Are you ready for this? Like, buckle your seatbelts. I'm about to say something absolutely insane. I would rather watch Move Along Home over Rivals. I think Rivals is the worst episode of DS9 so far. Sorry, Bashir and O'Brien and the gambling plotline and the writers and everything, but it's the worst episode so far. I'm just staring at it right now. It's the worst episode so far. I'm gonna drink some water and read the chat. Okay, let's get into. Oh, sorry, I'm just seeing where you guys are on the chat. Okay, you just got to the Move Along Home bit. That's funny. Okay, let's get into what I do. 2 times 11, 2 times 12 is next, and then I'm gonna find 2 times 13 and bring it over here. 2 times 12, the alternate. The alternate that's a name that I remember. Okay. So, a life form retrieved from Gamma Quadrant planet wreaks havoc on DS9. This is the one where Odo's, like, doctor guy, right? Yeah, this is the one with Dr. Mora. And, okay. And this is the one where Odo gets, like, really angry and he becomes, like, a really big blob at the end of the episode and stuff like that. And there's, like, that whole, what is this new life form? And it's, like, trying to attack people and stuff like that. It's a funny episode. The Quark's root beer shirt is a better Quark shirt, in my opinion. That would be a crazy shirt. I would love to have a Quark's root beer shirt. So I'm reading the chat just to see if anyone else... I call it Quirk's Bar. I don't know what RZA episode is, Silent Evil, but I'm not excited for it. But maybe I am excited for it, actually. Okay, 2 times 12, the alternate. I'm putting it in good. I think, yeah, I'm putting it in good because I think it was a pretty decent Odo episode. I really liked how they used Odo's ability to change and to shapeshift into a way that he is expressing himself and expressing his emotions. I found that really interesting. I really enjoyed Dr. Mora in this episode. I enjoyed his relationship with Odo and how he was still kind of looking at Odo as like a test and a lab experiment, but then at the end of the episode when he realized that Odo was getting angry at him for this, he was just kind of, he was very forgiving, and he understood like that Odo did not like being looked at like this. And so I really liked the ending of this episode. It was very nice. It was like a very almost father and son relationship at the end, which is really cool. The whole Odo turning into a blob was so awesome as well at the end when they set up like that trap for him and he comes down. He's like, blah, you know what I mean? Blah, 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 like Dracula or something, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, they capture him. I thought that was so awesome. The mystery of what this new life form was that they brought off of the planet. If it was a species like Odo, seeing it, I think you saw like all the blob, it was like dead in the vents or something, but then something was still attacking. You're like, what was it? I never expected Odo, like I never suspected Odo or anything like that. I always thought it was something else. I thought there was an imposter, like the shape-shifting new entity had transformed into one of the characters. So I was like suspecting Dax the whole episode for some reason, because I thought she was acting odd, but I guess she wasn't. I was just overthinking it. But yeah, I think good is where I'll put the alternate. It was definitely not, it didn't feel average to me like the ones in the average episode tier, but it wasn't top stuff or supremely amazing. Like it didn't blow me away. I thought it was just like it was a good and fun and interesting Odo episode with Dr. Mora, which is cool. Alternate is top stuff, says Greg Somm. That's a cool take. A great Odo episode, he says. Big Gator says it's good. Dion says it's average. I'm curious what your next Odo Explodes episode will be in season 3. The alternate is definitely good. Dr. Mora is lovely, says Graham. Okay, so we have another good. I don't know if there will be an Odo Explodes in season 3, I'll be honest with you. Season 3 has been so amazing so far. There might not even be a bad episode. Yeah, okay, I think I'm going to keep it on good then, just because, I think I'm going to keep it on good, just because it seems like people are mixed between, I mean, there's a few top stuff, there's a lot of good and a lot of average, so I'm going to keep it on good. I think good pleases everyone. But now, okay, this is an interesting one. I wonder what you guys think of Armageddon Game. Because this is actually really tough for me, because I really like Armageddon Game a lot. This is the one with Bashir and O'Brien on the planet, and they're hiding from that alien species that just tried to destroy them because they were destroying these weapons and stuff like that. And so they're like, if we destroy the weapons, we need to destroy the scientists too, so these weapons can never be made again. Which I feel like there's a flaw to the logic, because someone's gonna make these weapons again, right? So that doesn't really make any sense. And like, why are you this is just a mean thing to do. But like oh sorry, my dog's here, so I'm just gonna go get her. Come on up, Pixie. Come on up. Don't know if you can see her. You can probably see her actually. If you don't know my dog, her name is Huxley. She's right here. She's come to I don't know, help with the tier list. That's gonna be pretty fun. She's a big Star Trek DS9 fan, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put Armageddon Game in top stuff. No, that's the thing though. I really like this episode. I'm putting it up Supremely Amazing and then seeing what you guys say. I think it's the bottom of Supremely Amazing, but I'm gonna be honest. It's one of my favorite episodes of the season, Armageddon Game. Armageddon Game is good, says Nick. Yeah, everyone say hi to Huxley. Say hi to Huxley in the chat and I'll tell her. Big Gator says it's top stuff for a TOS episode. 2 times 13 is average. 2 times 13 is Armageddon Game, but you think it's top stuff for a TOS episode. I put it here and I want you to I put it here and I want you guys to argue with me, because okay, you know what? Another thing. I'm putting it at the very top of top stuff, because I think Armageddon Game is amazing. The whole O'Brien and Bashir, like, this is what Rivals didn't do. You know what I mean? Like, in Rivals, we had O'Brien and Bashir arguing with each other, but it didn't go anywhere. But in this one, we had them talking about their relationships. We had Bashir talking about that lady that he loved in, like, France or something like that, which was interesting. How he was in this relationship, but then he chose his Starfleet career over working as a doctor in France or something at the biggest medical facility on the planet, and being with the love of his life, but he chose Starfleet because it's the career he wanted to do and stuff. And then we heard O'Brien talking about Keiko and marriage, and telling Bashir how great marriage was because you get to spend your whole life with the person you love the most. And really great episode for both those characters and the relationship between both those characters. And I love both those characters. I love the episodes with both those characters, and so it was always going to be a hit for me. I also really like the subplot of, the Cisco trying to find out what happened. The decoy ship moment was really awesome, where they like fly out and the aliens destroy the decoy ship runabout, and then the runabout that Daxion flies away. I thought that was really awesome. But seems like people are saying. Gigi Gooding said, I always enjoy the episodes that test O'Brien's marriage. Yeah, I agree. They're always good episodes. Any episode with O'Brien, though, is amazing. At least top stuff, says Sheikh Sula. I want to die on my feet, earns points by itself. Yeah, that was such a good line. The relationship was great, but the plot was meh. Yeah, I think the plot was definitely the weakest part of the episode, but that's not really why I remember. I mean, obviously it's part of the episode and I have to judge it on that, but I think that the relationship stuff was incredibly strong in this episode. Yeah, okay, Graham says top stuff. I am agreeing with everyone here. I for most people at least, I think top stuff is where Armageddon game goes. I've demoted it. I'm sorry, top stuff. Now Whispers. Whispers is also a really fun episode. All the rest of the episodes pretty much are like really fun episodes to watch. I don't think there's I don't think there's another Odo explodes in this season, which is actually so awesome. Only one Odo explodes in this whole season, which is so cool. But Whispers, guys, Whispers. I think Whispers is also a top stuff episode, I'll be honest with you. But I think it's at the bottom of top stuff. And I think it's at the bottom of top stuff. I don't know if it's just me personally, but I was able to guess the twist in Whispers, which made it, I mean, it was fun to see it happen and stuff like that, but I was able to guess the twist, and I was kind of hoping I wasn't able to guess the twist. But I think Whispers is on the cusp of good and top stuff. Like if there was I should have made a tier that's in between. I always need to make in between tiers, you know what I mean? Like it should be here, like in the middle, but it's not. I'm putting it at the very bottom of top stuff because I think Whispers is a fun episode. It's a cool episode. It's a great O'Brien suffers episode. There's a moment where Keiko looks like she's poisoning O'Brien with the food, and it was so funny the way that they edited it, how like it was like they were sitting down for a meal and then they did this close-up of Keiko and a close-up of O'Brien and a close-up of the food and a close-up of Keiko and a close-up of O'Brien and a close-up of the food, and then they just kept like their eyes were shifting and you're like, wait, Keiko just poisoned the food, you know, like the editing is implying that, but obviously she didn't actually poison the food, but O'Brien suspects it. I thought it was so funny. The whole station's turned on O'Brien. It was really interesting dilemma. I was able to guess, I'm pretty sure, that the station wasn't the problem. It was O'Brien that was the problem. I don't think I knew exactly why he was the problem, if he was a clone or something, but I'm pretty sure I did say clone in the reaction. But I was able to guess that O'Brien is the issue here. But really cool still. Really fun episode overall, and a really fun concept. And yeah, Graham says the second half of season 2 at least is very, very good. And yeah, I agree with you. The second half of season 2 is very, very good. Whispers is borderline good top stuff. Yeah, I agree. Whispers top stuff. You're starting to lose me. Big Gator, no. What do you think? What do you think Whispers is, Big Gator? I think Whispers is top stuff. But again, keep in mind, I think Whispers it would be here and good, or here in top stuff. And I really enjoyed the episode. I think it was really fun. I think there are episodes that I liked it more than episodes that are coming up in a second. So I'm putting it in top stuff. Whispers is average, says Jonathan. I'm giving Whispers top stuff. So it seems like Whispers is a very divisive episode, to be honest with you. Cody says he loves the twists and turns. I agree with you there. And now, speaking of twists and turns, let's get into Paradise. Top stuff, some people said as well. Okay, Paradise, I think is an average episode. I think it's the top of average episodes. Ooh, but it's kind of good at the same time. That's the thing. No, I think Paradise is Yes. I think Paradise is the very top of average Star Trek to me. It's not one that I necessarily feel like I need to watch again, but it also has a lot of really good moments in it. The Cisco going into the box, getting out, and then going back into the box was an incredible moment. I can't lie. That was a really great moment. I really like the concept of this colony that has crashed on the planet and stuff like that, and now they're living off of the land because they crashed with no technology and stuff, and they had no way of being saved. But again, I was able to guess the twist of this episode. This one was really obvious. The Whispers twist was not that obvious. This twist in Paradise was very obvious. The leader was like doing something that she wanted them to say or something like that. It was a very obvious twist to me, which is why I've demoted it a little bit. Greg thinks that Paradise is the upper side of good, which is interesting. Jonathan thinks it's average. Paradise says, Big Gator says Paradise should have been two-parter. Dion says Odo explodes. Yeah, I think the moral of the episode of Paradise is also very weird to me for some reason, because she's like done all these things. She's kept these people here against their will. And even if it's become their will eventually, she kind of forced it upon them because it was what she wanted to do. But at the end of the episode, when it's revealed to them, they're kind of like, okay, we'll just stay here. It's like, it just confused me. It confused me. I understand that this has now been your home, but if I was there and I realized that I had been here for like 20 years or 10 years or something like that, because someone forced me to be here, not just because of some circumstantial event, I would be so mad and I would leave that planet instantly. I don't care if I felt like it was my home. I would leave that planet instantly out of spite for that leader. You know what I mean? So I was a little confused by the reactions at the end, which is why I'm putting it in average. But there were some really great moments, and there was a hooker in this episode at one point where this woman comes into Cisco's room and she's looking for something a little special, a little naked Cisco time, if you know what I mean, to just get him on their side, which that was hilarious. That was a really funny moment. But yeah, I'm going average Star Trek today. Let's see what you guys think. They slightly foreshadowed the twist. Yeah, I think they did. It seems like most people are not really arguing with me here. Arguably, nothing matters in Whispers at all. Oh, Graham's still on Whispers here. It's all about false O'Brien. It's just a Twilight Zone episode of Trek, but it's fair. Yeah, I don't think anything matters in Whispers, but I do think it's a very fun episode, and I don't think having something that matters necessarily indicates that an episode should be in a lower tier. I think it's about enjoyment and how well it's done. I think Whispers is done very, very well. Cisco and O'Brien visit the Gilligan's Island from hell and find out the skipper was responsible for them being there. Yeah, Greg Sam, that's actually a great interpretation of the episode. Fair rank says Big Gator, I'm glad you're back on board. Jerome says almost felt like Stockholm Syndrome and it's average. Yeah, I agree. I think we're good with average and I think we can move on here. I think we're going to go to 2 times 16 now, which is Shadowplay. Now, I really enjoyed Shadowplay, actually. I'm putting Shadowplay at the bottom of good, because I think that it's nothing special per se with Star Trek, but I do think it's a little bit, like, I enjoyed it a little bit more than the episodes in the average tier. I really liked Odo and that little girl's connection, especially how it felt very family-ish, like father-son relation, or father-daughter relationship in a way. I really liked the way that she would like help him and that he helped her and stuff like that. And even though that they are just holograms, they are still real people at this point. Like I think they even say that in the episode, what constitutes life? You know what I mean? And in this episode, at least, life is this hologram that have made generations and generations of people, you know what I mean? And I really like the reveal. Also, the Dominions in this episode, by the way, which is automatically why he goes up to good, because the Dominion are in this episode, which is awesome. And it's the last time the Dominion are mentioned before the finale, I'm pretty sure, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, the Dominion are in this episode. I really like the reveal in this episode where all the people leave and the town gets like, obviously they disappear because the hologram gets turned off, and then that guy remains, and it's like this incredible twist because the guy always felt a little different, but you couldn't quite put your finger on why he felt a little different. But then he made the holograms because he wanted to be with people and his family and stuff like that. Oh, it's just such a really nice moment, and the way that he's like, yeah, put me back in, you know what I mean? Like, they are, because he originally was like, oh yeah, they're not real and stuff like that, but then Odo and Dex are like, no, they are real. Like, what constitutes life? Like, they've grown and they've evolved and they've had kids and stuff like that. Like, how are they not real? How are they more real than us? And I really like that conversation in this episode, and so I'm putting it in good. Let's see what anyone else has to say. Shadowplay is indeed top stuff. Big Gator says fair rank. I love the reveal of the episode, says Cody. Sheikh Zula 111, and yet everyone keeps shutting the holodecks off. Imagine the existential horror the AI keeps going through. You know, I never thought of that before, but that's actually so true. Like when they turn on the holodecks and then there's like an actual character there and they're alive, and then they just turn them off, that character just dies forever. It's like, you know, what's his name? I can't think of his name at the moment. Riker's girlfriend. You know that episode where he gets that girlfriend on the holodecks and then he can never find her again? That person is just dead forever. You know, she was an actual being who loved Riker. Granted, she's programmed, but eventually over time she would become her own person. You know what I mean? So interesting to think about there. Cody said he would put this in top tier, which is awesome. Excellent child actor in Shadowplay. Great Jake plot too. But the Kira Burrell romance just happens. It's cute. Yeah, I forgot about that, to be honest with you. I only remember the Shadowplay stuff in this episode, but yeah, I forgot about the Kira Burrell romance. Big Gator says that it's better than romance for sure. I noted that Shadowplay fits its hour episode. Yeah, I think Shadowplay is the perfect length for the episode that it is. Minuet. Yeah, Greg Som. Minuet. That's it. Exactly. So yeah, I think everyone's okay with Shadowplay going into good, and now we are going into, maybe just move Blood Oath over here. Yeah, we're not at Blood Oath yet. Don't worry, guys. We're not at Blood Oath yet. I'm just moving. I'm moving everything else into order, so I don't have to move it again. 2 times 21, 2 times 23, 2 times 22. Here, if it ever works. 2 times 24. Here. Okay. 2 times 17, Playing God. Now, I don't really have that much to say about Playing God because I don't really remember Playing God that much. A Trill Initiate who has come to DS9 to be trained. Okay, Playing God. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Guys. Dion's saying Playing God is top stuff. I just think it's average, though. That's my issue. I just think it's an average episode. I just don't really... I mean, I liked some of the episode, that's for sure, and I really liked how Dax like came to terms with her not being like her past selves and stuff like that. Through the initiate that she had taken under her wing, I really liked the little universe stuff that was on the side of the episode. I thought it would be fun to make a whole show out of that mini universe that had been created, but there was something about the episode that just it doesn't stick in my mind. Like when I think of season 2 and moments in season 2. Playing God is not anywhere near that list for me, and so I think I have to keep it on average. You're 100% right, Ollie. Rule of acquisition number 33: it never hurts to suck up to the boss. Oh, that's so funny. I'm sorry, Dion, for your love of Playing God, but I have nothing else to say about this episode, to be honest with you. Like, my brain is just... it's blank when I think about this episode, and so I have to put it in average. I do think there are good moments, and so I'm putting it above all the other average Star Trek episodes. It's the best average Star Trek episode so far, but I do think it's average. Yeah, yay! How do you say this name? Maik? Sorry if I mispronounced that, but thank you for stumbling upon my live stream, and hope you have a great lunch. And what are you eating for lunch? Yeah, it'd be interesting, Gavin, to revisit all these scores after I finish season 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It'd be cool to re-rank everything, although I probably won't even remember seasons 1, 2, and maybe even 3 by the time I finish the show, because there's just going to be so many episodes. You know what I mean? Graham said he finds the Dax character development in Playing God so good. I do agree. I do really like that stuff in the episode, but I also do agree with the universe being poorly developed. I felt like that universe subplot could have been its whole episode. It happened so fast, and then the whole Dax and Initiate stuff, I really liked it. Don't get me wrong, I did like the development. It was just, I don't know, there's just something about the episode that it was just okay to me, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. Average is fair, says Kyle, and fair is fair. That's all I can say. Fair is fair. Profit and loss, though. 2 times 18. Profit and loss. Now, guys, I actually really liked Profit and Loss a lot. I really liked Profit and Loss a lot. I'm putting it before Whispers. I'm putting it before Whispers, but after Rules of Acquisition and Top Stuff. But it's going Top Stuff because I really liked the romance between Quark and that Cardassian lady, who I forget the name of. But just because I forget the name doesn't mean that I don't love her. I thought she was a really fun character. Someone says that there's a future Dax episode that changes the way I regard this episode. That's interesting. Dion says Profit and Loss is Top Stuff. This time I agree with you and your Top Stuff opinion, Dion. I think Profit and Loss is a really fun episode. It's a really good episode. It really expands Quark as a character to find out, because we had Rules of Acquisition, right? And it felt like he kind of loved, or at least cared for, that Ferengi woman. But seeing him actually in love with someone is very, very different. Seeing how far he would be willing to go for this lady was actually really cool to see, and something we'd never seen before with Quark as a character. And also we got that whole Cardassian thing where the Cardassians are, there's like a group of Cardassians that are trying to overthrow the current government and the military government of Cardassia because of how it's run, and they don't like how it's run. They don't like how militarized and like kind of horrible it is and stuff like that, if you know what I mean, like how bloody and gruesome it is and stuff. And so they're trying to change it, and his love interest is part of that, and that's such an interesting thing to have in a show and in a universe. And I hope they expand on that a little bit more. I hope we see it again a little bit more. And we also, don't forget, at the end of this episode, Garrick absolutely lasers someone to death. He absolutely destroys him in an instant. That man didn't even realize. It happened so fast, he didn't even realize he was being incinerated. And then all of a sudden, he was a pile of ash on the floor. Like, that's how fast it happened. And it was so much fun. Let's see. Casablanca on DS9. Yeah, exactly. People were saying that. I never made the connection when I watched it, but thinking about it now, it makes a lot of sense. My screen name is just a misspelling of Mike lol. Oh, that makes sense. The cat. Oh, that makes sense. A Chick-fil-A sandwich. That sounds amazing. I quite like Chick-fil-A. Profit and Loss is Top Stuff, says Big Gator. Beginning of Quark and Garrick relationship. That's true. Oh, I love the conversation between Quark and Garrick. I forgot about that in the tailor's room, and they're using clothes as a secret way of talking about like Quark's love interest and everything like that. Really cool. Really great conversation as well. That was really awesome. Profit and Loss is Top Stuff. Garrick is great in this one. All Ferengi episodes are top tier good or better. I agree. All Ferengi episodes are like randomly amazing. Not something I expected going into DS9, but something that I really love now. So I'm glad everyone agrees with my Top Stuff, Profit and Loss. I think it's pretty much tied with Rules of Acquisition and The Homecoming for me, but I think I'm going to keep Profit and Loss behind those right now. Blood Oath, though. Blood Oath is an interesting episode for me. I think Blood Oath is... Kyle, Garrick vaporizing someone is just a normal Tuesday. Yeah, it is just a normal Tuesday for Garrick, that's for sure, but I wouldn't want to visit him on Tuesday then. I'll visit him on Monday so he doesn't laser me. I'm going to be putting Blood Oath in Top Stuff. I like Armageddon Game more than Blood Oath. Do I? Do I like Armageddon Game more than Blood Oath? Yeah, I do. But I'm putting Blood Oath as a very close second in Top Stuff. Blood Oath was really, really fun. I really liked that they brought back the Klingon commanders and stuff like that. I really loved that we got to see them. The original actors playing them again. Kang was so cool, and he still had such a sexy voice. When I watched his TOS episode, he was so smooth. It was so awesome. He was still awesome in this episode. It was great to watch, to be honest with you. It was so much fun to watch. My dog was she there for that episode? I'm not sure. I don't know what my dog was, but she would have liked that episode, that's for sure. The whole Dax stuff, where Dax had changed. Of course, she had changed into Jadzia Dax, and they didn't recognize her. And for some of them to like come to terms, I like how one of them came to terms with it very quickly, and the other ones kind of took time to come to terms with it, to kind of trust her again. Was kind of interesting. The whole that albino Klingon and how he had killed their sons, and that they were coming for revenge, but it was a suicide mission that Kang had planned and not like a revenge mission or anything, was very interesting. Kang's death and the other guy's death, I forget his name, but they were really sad. Kang's death especially was so sad. The fact that he got to kill the guy in an honorable way, he had an honorable death, was really cool, and Dax helped for him to have an honorable death. But really cool episode overall. Blood Oath is people are all saying People are saying that it's all amazing. So let's see. Blood Oath is amazing. Blood Oath is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Give Blood Oath all the praise. It's one of the best Dax episodes. Blood Oath is amazing. I disagree with you. I'm okay with this ranking. Blood Oath is amazing. Okay. I have to take your opinion into account as well. I think you're talking yourself into ranking Blood Oath is amazing. Yeah, I know. I was thinking, while I was talking, I was like, wait, it's kind of a fun episode. The sword fight at the end is fun. They mentioned tennis in this episode. Dax literally walks up to someone, and as her distraction, she goes, "Hello, sir. Do you know what the tennis courts are?" Why did she come up with that out of everything? So I think Blood Oath is also amazing. I'm going to put it as the last on amazing, though. There, I've done it. You guys have convinced me, and I've convinced myself that Blood Oath is amazing. It's there. It's done. It's there. Blood Oath. It's an amazing. You guys can see it. Jonathan says he's agreed with top stuff. It's going... I think it would be in between for me if I really had to choose now that I think about it. I just had to... Like, sometimes I think about the episode and I have my immediate reactions, but then I think about and I go into the episodes in detail in my head as I talk about them with you guys right now, and I'm like, wait, kind of enjoyed it more than I realized. So yeah, it's going supremely amazing for me now. Sheikh Zula said, until I saw your reaction, I never realized those characters were from the original series. That was cool to learn. Peer pressure, Nick. I know. I just caved into peer pressure. I was always told not to do that in school and stuff, but today I have caved. Today I've caved, but I think it's fair. I think it's a fair caving, to be honest with you. I think it is a really great episode overall. Yeah, I'm happy with it. It's supremely amazing. Okay, time for the Maquis Part 1. The name of this episode and the name of this organization is an episode that I will... Oh, sorry guys. I got a pop-up message saying that ads are going to be playing soon on the stream, but I said skip the ads, so there's not going to be any ads. Who needs ads these days? Yeah. But the Maquis Part 1. This is going to be interesting. I think that the Maquis Part 1, it's a name that I couldn't figure out for the longest time. I think it's going to go in... I think the Maquis Part 1 is the top of good for me. I think it leads into something that is really great. I think the Maquis Part 2 is great. But I think the Maquis Part 1 is really nice setup. It has an interesting twisted villain at the end. It has the Cisco Ducat relationship, which is really funny. I like that they're friends but also enemies at the same time. They're both in it for similar interests. I like the Vulcan lady who's trying to deal weapons and stuff like that. I like her relationship with Quark, even though that gets expanded a lot more in Part 2. The Maquis, I used to say it as that. So he says, Big Gator says, top stuff. We will get much better episodes of them much later. Adam, we're not at the wire yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Gavin says it's average. Okay, so I think there's some I don't know, mix up with the Maquis episodes, as I used to say. But I think I'm going to keep it in good, as the top of good. I think that'll satisfy both people who really love it and people who think it's very average. But I think the Maquis, now I want to say it Maquis. The Maquis Part 2 is top stuff. I think that's a really great episode, and I actually think I would rank it... I think I'm going to rank it about here, just in the middle of top stuff. I really like the Cisco Ducat stuff in this episode. It really grows. Quark is amazing in this episode as well, with how he deals with the Vulcan and how he is able to talk to the Vulcan in a way that's very logical, but in a business perspective as well. It really shows the versatility of Quark as a character and how good he is at talking with other people and other species. I really loved that. The ship battle at the end was really fun, very tense. Cisco not destroying the ship was interesting and stuff like that. Ducat getting mad at Cisco, calling him weak and stuff like that was very interesting as well. Ducat being freed from the Maquis prison was really fun. There were a lot of really fun things in this episode, and I really thought the Maquis was an interesting concept and one that I hope comes back in DS9. I've heard this in Voyager quite a bit, but one that I hope comes back in DS9 because I do think it's interesting, and I do think the DMZ is a very interesting thing to have with Cardassia and the Federation and stuff like that. So really cool episode overall, and yeah, I think I'm going to keep it in top stuff. The part 2 is where it gets good, says Gavin. Mike says, I need to go find the Family Guy where Stewie is Quark. I don't know what. Oh, that's a Family Guy where Stewie is Quark. That's funny. The Maquis says Matt Tyree. Dion says the Maquis part 2 is top stuff. Stick to the Maquis. I will stick to the Maquis. Now, I'll say Maquis. People will riot if I say the Maquis. Big Gator is satisfied. Fair rankings on the two-parter, says Nick. The Maquis, every time you said it, I wanted to scream at the video. Both sets up something interesting that comes into play later. Interesting, okay, I'll keep that in mind, but I'm hoping it did. I was hoping it did. It felt like there was much more to say on the Maquis in general than just those 2 episodes, and we haven't heard about them since. So besides that TNG episode with Roe, Ensign Rowe, I forget how you say that word, but she was cool. I hope it could be kind of cool to see her as well in the Maquis. One second, I'm gonna have some water and read the chat. Yeah, I agree. Every second of Cisco Ducat is absolutely incredible in the Maquis part 2. 178 words for their different words of rain. Matt, that's actually insane. Anyways, you know what else is insane? The Wire is Odo explodes. It's the worst episode of the entire show. I'm joking, guys. It's definitely my favorite. Actually, I don't think it's my favorite episode. That one is still to come. But The Wire is one of the best episodes of the show so far. It is absolutely incredible. It is such a funny not a funny. What am I talking about? It's not a funny. I was reading the chat, and so I just said funny. But it is such a good episode. It is incredible to watch. Garrick. I'm getting distracted by the chat here. Why do I keep saying Ducat? Garrick is phenomenal in the episode. Bashir is at his peak in this episode. We get the Obsidian Order for the first time in this episode, and the guy leading the Obsidian Order, he's on the screen for like 5 minutes, and he's absolutely terrifying because he knows so much. He knows so much about everything, which is so cool. We get that Garrick monologue, which is one of the best monologues of the show so far. It was so amazing to listen to and to watch him pace around and to all mad and yeah, you know what I mean? It just made you want to get up and pace around with him and stuff like that. But I think unsung hero of the episode, people will talk about the episode about Garrick's monologue and stuff like that, but unsung hero of the episode is actually Bashir. Sorry, I have to unsung hero of the episode is Bashir, and how kind he was to Garrick and how understanding he was to Garrick. And even though Garrick pushed him around, tried to kill him at one point, he was still there for him and still called Garrick his friend. And I think that is so nice. And Garrick at the end of the episode having dinner or lunch or whatever with Bashir, and they're talking again. And the implant chip was so interesting, how Garrick has just been living in pain for 2 years because he just couldn't stand living on DS9. That was really hard to actually listen to. The story of how Garrick got banished to DS9 and how it kept changing, like what is true, what is lies. There's always truth in the lies, you know what I mean? So really cool stuff in this episode. Really great Garrick stuff in this episode. The Wire is amazing, says Dion. Yeah, that's why I put it in amazing. Yeah, Ducat and Garrick are the best characters. Can't wait for near the end of season 3. Okay, I'm excited. I mean, I'm assuming we're gonna get some crazy stuff with them. Elam, Garrick's finest hour. I forgot his name was Elam, but yeah, his name is Elam. Elam, Garrick's finest hour is all true, especially the lies. I love that lie. That's so good. Probably my favorite episode of the season is Sheikh Zula. Paul Dooley is amazing, especially the lies is engraved in my memory. Yeah, that's Gerald. That's a great line. Garrick is amazing and such a fun character. It's my favorite episode of the season. Amazing. Bashir is the ideal supportive spouse. Pretty dude, I agree. Bashir is like Garrick and Bashir just need to get married at this point. Like Bashir would be such a good husband for him. Such a good husband for him. I'd love to see a top 5 episode of the series once you finished. Interesting. Yeah, that would be fun. I might do something like that, like favorite episodes. Maybe favorite episodes of each season and then favorite episodes overall. That would be kind of fun thing to do. I mean, I'll definitely be doing a live stream at the end of season 7. And I might even do 2, one just to go over season 7 and then another one another day to go over Star Trek DS9 as a whole before I jump into Voyager, because I will hopefully be watching Voyager after DS9. If I'm still reacting by the time DS9 is done, who knows where life takes you, right? They really need to make Garrick Bashir canon. Yeah, I know, that's the best relationship in DS9 by far. We have I don't know, Keiko and O'Brien, which is an amazing relationship, but Bashir, Garrick, peak. That's peak romance right there. Anyways, time to get into the Mirror Universe episode. I'm glad everyone is on board with Supremely Amazing. When I did my poll, actually for The Wire, people said there were a few votes for bad, and it would be interesting if anyone on the stream right now thinks that The Wire is bad or just okay. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts because everyone seems to think it's amazing. I'm on board with that. I do think The Wire is also amazing, but if you think it's okay, I would really like to hear your thoughts because that's a very hot take. That's a very hot take. So Garrick was high for the first 2 seasons. Empire Jeff, exactly. He was basically on drugs for the first 2 seasons. Crossover is, why am I on Odo Explodes there? It's not Odo Explodes. It is not average. It is not good. It is top stuff. I think it's under Armageddon Game for me, but above the Homecoming. I think Crossover is top stuff for me. John says it's amazing though. Mike said that he was just in love with Bashir's face, and Bashir does have kind of a nice face, I can't lie. Crossover is top stuff. Big Gator says it's top stuff. I agree. I think that Crossover is top stuff. I think it has a lot of fun in the episode. It's always cool to see the Mirror Universe. It's interesting to see what happened in the Mirror Universe since the last time we saw it in the TOS episode, which, by the way, really glad I reacted to that episode. If you haven't seen that episode, then my reaction to that episode, you can watch that after this live stream or something. It's a really fun episode to watch. I really like that Odo. Okay, wait, no, I should probably put Crossover in Odo Explodes because Odo actually explodes in this episode. This is the reason why I made this tier. Odo actually explodes. So I think it's only fair to put Crossover in Odo Explodes. But I'm joking. It's staying top tier. But Odo explodes in this episode, which is so much fun. We have the whole humanity. Terrans, as they're called, as slurs in this episode, are kind of enslaved almost, which is really interesting to see. There's a really cool dark tone to the episode. The camera work changes from the rest of the show in this episode, and it's very Dutch angly and a little bit more sinister, and you can really tell that you're in the Mirror Universe because of how it's filmed and the lighting of the episode and stuff. It's really cool, actually. Really cool production design. We have evil Kira in her like latex outfit at points, which is so much fun. She's awesome. And whenever we get this is weird. This is a weird thing that I've noticed, but Kira is always naked towards the end of each season. In season 1, she was naked towards the end of the season in a vision. In season 2, she is naked in this episode when she's taking a bath. It's just like in season 3, is she going to be naked in one of the last 4 episodes? I would assume so. It seems like a trend that's happening. It's a weird trend, but a trend that's happening. But Evil Kira was so much fun. Seeing Kira talk to Kira and seeing our version of Kira have the upper hand on Evil Kira because she knows how Evil Kira is going to work because it's just Kira, but evil version was really fun. Seeing O'Brien have that little monologue in the episode was a really cool monologue as well. Let's see what some of the chat says, if they agree with me. Cody says it's top stuff. That's awesome. Kyle says Mirror Universe episodes are good, top stuff, but it's also the most fun Star Trek you can watch. Yeah, I agree. There's nothing like crazy important about Mirror Universe episodes in my opinion. Like I feel like you could skip them and they wouldn't really have any effect on the rest of the show. Maybe if you wanted to keep up with the Mirror Universe, but if you skipped all the Mirror Universe episodes, you wouldn't have to keep up with it in the first place. But they're so much fun to see your characters as evil. You know what I mean? It's just so much fun. So I don't know. I quite liked it. Evil Cisco, especially. He was such a hooligan. It was crazy. Garrick died. Evil Garrick died in the episode, I think, which was something. No, Garrick didn't die in the episode, did he? That was another episode. I'm thinking of a season 3 episode now, aren't I? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking of a season 3 episode now. Let's see. I love mirror episodes, says Cody. Crossover is top stuff. Evil Kira is so much fun, says Nick. Evil Kira meow, says GD Gooding. That's funny. Let's see. Yeah, Kyle, I think they were using Terran as a slur in the episode. I don't think it's an actual slur, but I feel like they were using it as a slur. You just be like, Terran, you know what I mean? Like, you don't hear people call them Terrans. Like, they call them humans and stuff like that in Star Trek. But I guess you could call them Terrans, but I felt like they were calling them Terrans out of spite. You know what I mean? I felt like it was something really rude. It felt like something rude to say, at least. You know, it felt like they were spitting when they said that word. Greg says that Mirror Universe is just a fun excuse to see our heroes as bad. It is a fun excuse, but it's a welcome excuse. You know what else is a welcome excuse? The Collaborator. This was a really fun episode, and we are getting into the second Kira episode. There weren't that many Kira episodes in season 2, but this was the second one, I believe. There were 2 back-to-back Kira episodes, and the Collaborator, I'm also... Where do I put the Collaborator, guys? I need your help on this one, actually. The Collaborator. Where do I put the Collaborator? Seems they get all the main ladies naked at some point. Even Janeway bared all for a scene. No way. That's hilarious. Top stuff. The Gator saying top stuff for the Collaborator. Dion saying the Collaborator is good. Collaborator is top tier. Okay, says Greg. That's the name of the empire in TOS, the Terran Empire. I didn't know that, actually. That's interesting. Thanks for that knowledge, Kyle. It's good. I think the Collaborator is... I'm putting the Collaborator in at the very bottom of top stuff. I think, again, this is one, just like Whispers, that could kind of be in between, like on the in-between of top stuff and good. But I'm going to go for top stuff because I think there's a lot of fun in this episode. It's very dark at the start of this episode. The way that we get those like flashes from Vedic Bareil, and we see that guy hanging. We haven't seen that before in Star Trek. That kind of took me off guard. That was kind of crazy. Then we see some other stuff. We see Kira's there. We see the guy going like, "Why did you do this? Like, why did you betray me and stuff? This is your fault." We see Kai Wynn, Vedic Wynn at the time, but she soon becomes Kai Wynn at the end of this episode, which is awesome, by the way. I'm so excited to see what she can do with the power that she holds now, because I hate Wynn so much and I love her. Every time I see Wynn on screen, I want to like, bap, like punch her in the face, as hard as I can, but unfortunately, I can't reach to the screen and do that, but I really want someone to punch her in the face one day, like Cisco, to just bop, 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 you know what I mean? As the emissary, just bop, 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 just punch her in the face. That would be so funny. And then he'd go, "It was a message from the gods." That's what he can say to her. "It was a message from the gods," and she would have to take it. She would have to take it because he's the emissary. But yeah, I think the Collaborator is a fun episode. The whole Kyle Paka stuff and how she killed everyone, including her son, in order to save thousands of people, was such an interesting twist. And also, I side with her. I think that she made the right choice. I think she made the right choice out of 2 horrible choices. You know what I mean? Like, obviously killing those, it was like 26 people and revealing the base and stuff was a horrible thing to do, but she saved thousands of other people. So I think out of 2 bad choices, she made the right choice. Collaborator is top tier. Collaborator is good. It's good. You need some collaboration for the Collaborator, says Matt Tyree. I would love some collaboration for the Collaborator. Collaborator is twisty, intense, and excellent stuff. It's top stuff. It's good or top stuff. It seems like people are pretty good with good and top stuff. Yeah, Suli, 2x24 is on the cusp of good and top stuff, and I agree with you. That's why I put it. That's why I put it at the bottom of top stuff, because it could be either here on good or here on top stuff, but I like it more than the episodes on good, so I'm putting it in top stuff. I think I actually kind of liked it more than Whispers, so I'm moving it above Whispers as well. A very well made villain. Yeah, yeah, Kai Wynn is such a fun villain, and I'm hoping that she makes a return in the future seasons because, yeah, again, every time she's on screen, I want to punch her in the face every 5 seconds. There are babies yet to be born who hate Kai Wynn. That's so true. Anyone who watches the show at any point in time will always hate Kai Wynn. Anyways, time for the last 2 episodes, the episodes that premiered today. Now, what do we think of these 2 episodes? We'll start with Tribunal, and then we'll head into the Gem Hadar. Well, Gem Hadar... No, I was going to make a joke, but that joke didn't work. Sheikh Zula, people keep saying she's Nurse Ratched. Is she in, what's that movie? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or something like that? The movie that Nurse Ratched is in, I have not seen. Would it make a good reaction video? That's a good question. Tribunal? Okay, so we have the first one in... yeah, Dion, Kai lose, exactly. Tribunal is good, says Dion. DS9 has the greatest villains in Star Trek history. I think that is agreeable. I think they do have some great villains. Big Gator says, while Tribunal is great, it comes to a sudden end like Paradise. It should have been a 2-parter. Tribunal is good. That's a good point, actually. That's something that I was wondering why I felt a little bit rushed at the end, but I do feel like it could have been a good 2-parter. I think Tribunal is also a good episode. I don't think it's fantastic. I don't think it's a bad episode. I think I like it the most in good. I think it's my favorite episode in good. Yeah, I think it's my favorite episode in good. But I don't think it reached the heights of the Top Stuff episode. I think I really like the trial. I really love seeing Cardassia. I really love seeing how they do their law system and stuff, especially after Ducat and Cisco were talking about it in the Maquis Part 2. But... maybe the Maquis Part 1 as well, but I think it was in the Maquis Part 2. But I do agree with Big Gator on this one. I do think that it did end a little bit rushed. Granted, I do understand why they ended it rushed, because they brought in Boone, who was actually a Cardassian, and it would have just totally washed the High Council, you know what I mean, and washed their authority, because it would have like embarrassed them, you know what I mean. So I understand why the trial ended so fast, but it would have been cool to have seen a 2-parter of this, because I think we could have gotten a lot more. I really liked the trial and the court system, though. I thought that was really fun. Odo and working with that judge guy was so funny, because the judge guy was all like, oh yeah, this guy's guilty, I'm gonna prove how he's so guilty, even though he was on O'Brien's side. I thought that was funny, and Odo was like trying to spit facts and stuff like that, but the actual judge lady was not listening. I thought that was really fun. The Keiko O'Brien stuff was great in this episode. Again, really shows how strong their relationship is as a couple, and I loved that so much. And seeing Keiko defend O'Brien down to the very last moments before his potential execution was really cool to see. Reading the chat quickly. Tribunal is good. A decent O'Brien Must Suffer episode. Greg Solom says Tribunal is good. Tribunal is top stuff. O'Brien Must Suffer. I agree. I really enjoy O'Brien Must Suffer episodes, as sad as I am to see O'Brien suffer. They're always really fun episodes. Jonathan says, what does Jonathan say, actually? Yes, it would. It has another Trek actor in it, too. I don't actually see what you're talking about there. I'm a little confused, but I will get back to that in a second, hopefully. Tom O'Malley says Tribunal is really good. Plus, the Enterprise gets name dropped, which is a nice touch. Yeah, that is always a nice touch, actually. Oh, Jonathan's responding to my One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yes, it would be a good video to react to. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Tribunal is good, says Jonathan. Tribunal is creepy. It's a little weird with tone between the silly stuff and nightmare stuff. It's certainly very good, says Graham. Yeah, I think it is the best, again, the best of good. The best that good has to offer, but not good enough for top stuff. I think it could rival Whispers, potentially, to be honest with you. Here, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm doing this. I'm putting it in I'm putting Tribunal and top stuff at the very bottom, and Whispers and good, because I was thinking about it, and I like Tribunal more than Whispers, so I've switched those two. Yeah, okay, what do you guys think of that? And Tribunal is at the very bottom of top stuff because I do find it very enjoyable, but I do think it has its issues as well. So what do you guys think of that? Of that little sneaky change that we did right at the end of this. Rodney says hello from North Carolina. Love the channel and reactions. Hello from Canada. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're having a great day. Kira, sexiest Star Trek character, and I will die on that hill, says Adam. That's a really funny point. Yeah, what do you guys think of my change here? I've changed Whispers and Tribunal. Big Gator says fair enough. Kyle says it's your ranking, but it's our ranking, really, to be honest with you. You guys peer pressured me into putting, Blood Oath into Supremely Amazing. You can peer pressure me to do other things as well. Finally, though, the final one of our ranking, we come to the Gem Hadar, the finale of Season 2, and the beginning of the Dominion. The beginning of the Dominion, guys. The beginning of the Dominion. This is my favorite episode of this season. I think The Wire is a better episode overall, but the Gem Hadar is my favorite episode of the season because of all the hype leading up to it. The Gem Hadar is supremely amazing. It has great stakes. The writing of it is incredible because you fear the Gem Hadar and you fear the Dominion by the end of the episode. The Odyssey explodes, which you never explain. If the Odyssey explodes, then the Gem Hadar should be an Odo explodes. This is reserved for exploding episodes. But no, I think the Wire should go behind the Gem Hadar. There we go. It's the I don't know, just I couldn't imagine a better way for DS9 to introduce the Dominion than in this episode. Just it was such a great introduction. Seeing first, I loved the setup of how scary they were though. First, the Gem Hadar knew everything. They had knowledge, like the Obsidian Order. They talked about the Cardassians. They talked about the Klingons. They talked about the whole Alpha Quadrant in general and the Cisco's side of the galaxy to Cisco's face. Like, they knew everything. Then they go to DS9 and they walk through the containment field, which again, it's a step up from knowledge. They have power. They can walk through this. This is nothing to them. They swatted away the containment field that contains everyone else from this part of the galaxy. They swatted it away like nothing. Scary stuff. Then they show even more power. Three ships managed to destroy the USS Odyssey, which was so incredible to watch because I don't think we've ever seen something like that before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know in Star Trek 3, for instance, like the movie, we see the Enterprise get destroyed. But in a TV show like this, like a Star Trek TV show, I don't think we've ever seen a threat that has been capable of doing something like this with only 3 ships. It felt like they were brushing the Federation aside in this moment and going, we're way stronger than you. Like, bro, you really think you could beat us with that tiny little ship you have as they destroy the USS Odyssey with their tiny little ships? Like, I have no words. It was just so insane. It was shocking. It was incredible. It made me so excited for season 3. And the first episodes of season 3 were pretty exciting as well because we got to talk more about the Dominion. But it also feels like the finale is setting up for one of the best storylines of Star Trek. You know what I mean? Like, the Dominion feels like such a threat that I've never felt before in Star Trek. And I cannot wait to see where it goes. And I hope the Dominion lasts for the rest of the seasons. Like, I hope it's not like a season 3 and 4 arc and then it ends and then we go into something else. I hope it's an arc all the way up to the season 7 finale. You know what I mean? Like, that's how excited the Dominion made me feel. The Gem Hadar are cool soldiers, although they use their guns as clubs a lot of the time. I understand in the Gem Hadar specifically, like this episode, that they use their guns as clubs because they weren't actually trying to kill Cisco and Quark. They wanted them to go back to DS9 because they wanted that lady to infiltrate them. But if you watch season 3 and my reactions to season 3, I noticed a lot of times in season 3 that the Jem'Hadar also use their guns as clubs. Interesting. Just interesting that they don't know how to use their guns. Yeah, okay, Greg. I remember we saw the Yamato blow up, but that was a computer virus. That was definitely a little different. That wasn't actually like an attack. You know what I mean? Let's see what people say about the Jem'Hadar. My nose has started to like clog up a little bit, so sorry if my voice has become a little bit nasally. Big Gator says it's supremely amazing. Pacing, writing, keystone, story, and action is excellent. Greg and Dion says it's supremely amazing. Obviously amazing. Right at the top, no messing. Is there even a question about it? Says Jerome. The gems just hadaring all over the place. Yeah, Kyle. I hate when people just hadar all over the place, man. Why do they do that? There should be a law against hadaring. The lead up to this episode is pretty well done. I know. The lead up made this episode so much better because just hearing the Dominion name over and over and over and over and over again was incredible. Quark and Cisco camping was great. It was awesome. Greg Solom says Jake and Nog on the runabout was awesome and fun. Yeah, it was really fun actually, and I'm really glad that we had Nog and Jake in this season for at least one episode because they're great together. So I'm hoping to see more of them in season 3. So yeah, guys, that's the ranking of Season 2. Overall, I really loved Season 2. I thought it was better than Season 1. I thought we got a lot more character stuff in Season 2. We got to know our characters a lot deeper. I felt like the camera work, the budget of each episode and stuff, the stakes of a lot of episodes were getting higher and higher and higher. Obviously, we get the Dominion introduced in Season 2, which is phenomenal. You know, I love the setup for the Dominion. We have the best finale of Star Trek I think I've seen. Actually, that's tough because the Borg finale in the Season 2 Best of Both Worlds finale of TNG is also up there as one of the best Star Trek finales. But this one was really good as well. I think I was more hyped for this one because I'd been watching the whole show and they've been setting up the Dominion for all of Season 2. Like I was actually jumping around. If you saw my reaction, I was jumping around. I was so excited. Yeah, and then we only had one. In Season 1, we had 3, I think, 2 or 3 episodes down here. But in Season 2, we only have one Odo Explodes. And so far in Season 3, I can't really see an episode being down here. Because so far, I think if I were to rank Season 3 right now, spoilers, I think we have some episodes up here. We have most episodes here. And maybe one episode of good. I don't think there's been a single average or bad episode in Season 3 so far. And I have been loving Season 3 so much. It's so awesome. But Season 2 was a great season. It was really exciting. It was... People... When I went into DS9, people said Season 1 and Season 2 are not very good. It's Season 3 where things start to happen. But I really disagree with that after watching Seasons 1 and 2. Obviously, I don't have the foresight of seeing Seasons 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But as episodes of TV, even if these 2 seasons are the worst seasons of DS9, they are still really good seasons, and Season 2 especially is a really good season of TV, of television, and has some great episodes. Like, as you can see by this ranking that a lot of you guys have agreed with, there's a lot of top quality episodes. There's 5 episodes in Supremely Amazing. There's 9 episodes, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes in top stuff. Like, that's almost half the season. Or half the season is either top stuff or Supremely Amazing. I think that says something about the quality of DS9 as a whole. Empire Jeff says, yeah, they were powerful in this episode, speaking on... 6 seasons and a movie? Wait, I'm confused. What is this about? Empire Jeff says they were powerful, though. Big Gator is saying that the DS9 has just begun. The Borg is way more terrifying than the Dominions, says Nick. I think... I don't know that yet. The Borg are super terrifying. But I haven't seen enough of the Dominion to compare them. But I think the Dominion are pretty terrifying in my mind. I can't lie. Pretty terrifying. But the Borg are very terrifying because of their mission, I guess, you know, their mission to transform all life into Borg as well. Yeah, I agree, Sheikh Zula. I guess under the Dominion, you have the chance of just going about your normal life. So yeah, this is my ranking. I'm gonna stay on a little bit and just answer any questions that you guys have for me, about where Star Trek might be going on the channel, or any other questions. If you have questions, I might not be out. If you really want me to answer a question, you can super chat the question. If not, you can just put it on the chat. But if you put it on the chat, I might miss it depending on how many chats there are, if you know what I mean. So yeah, the ranking is over, but I will be here to answer a few questions for about 10 minutes, and then we will head off because I want to eat some, I guess, breakfast still. It's 10:30. I want to eat some breakfast. Z-Man said, "Hey man, I enjoy your reactions. Thank you so much for watching the reactions, Z-Man. It really does mean a lot. And yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying them. I'm excited to keep watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine." I forgot the name of the show for a second. See you later, Big Gator. Have a good day. Just like spat all over my desk with the water I was drinking. Mike said I should react to more TNG episodes, and I would love to. I just don't really have the time. I already react to 3 things a week, 2 movies, and then DS9, 2 episodes. And then that on top of school and like life outside of school, it's a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't have like an editor. Like I edit all the videos myself and everything. So it's a lot of stuff. So I don't have time to do TNG on this side. If I had an editor, you know what I mean? If I had an editor, if I had the resources available to me where I could just react and not have to worry about the editing process, then maybe I would do TNG. That would be really fun. I'd have a lot more time. But at the moment, current circumstances of the channel, TNG, like I can only do what I'm doing right now is the maximum amount of what I could do. So unfortunately that's about it. But maybe one day I can do TNG on the side of DS9 as well, or Voyager on the side of DS9 as well. I don't know. That would be something that's fun. Thanks, Matt. Always looking forward to Wednesdays. I really look forward to Wednesdays as well. So much fun, Star Trek Wednesdays. I usually watch Star Trek on Wednesdays as well, like my DS9. I usually watch DS9 on Wednesdays as well and record those reactions, so that's really fun. I won't be doing that today. I won't be recording that today just because I can feel my voice starting to go, and I don't want my reaction to DS9 to be like a horse, like, you know what I mean? So I won't be doing that. Nick said, "Love your reactions, not just your Star Trek ones." Thanks, Nick. Thank you for watching all the reactions. It really means a lot. I'm really glad you're enjoying them. Sarah said, "Are you planning on watching Picard?" Again, I would like to watch Picard. I've heard that there are spoilers in Picard for DS9 though, so I wouldn't watch it until I'm done DS9 to begin with. I've also heard this stuff from Voyager in Picard, although I think it's just a character or two. But again, I don't have the time to do multiple shows at the moment. Like, the only show I would ever do, the only time I would ever do multiple shows is when Cobra Kai, the final season, comes out, because I've already done that show on the channel. You know what I mean? Like, I've watched every episode of that show on the channel, so I'm going to finish it on the channel. But, like, Picard, I either need to upgrade my resources on the channel. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't have time at the moment to do any more reactions, but maybe one day, either this can become, like, an actual job, like a full-time job for me or something, or something else will happen where I can watch Picard as well. But at the moment, I would really like to watch Picard. I just don't know when I will be able to watch Picard. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? It's just, it takes up a lot of time to watch these things, to watch everything, and then edit everything as well. So we'll see. I would like to watch Picard. It's always on my mind. I always want to watch it. People always tell me that season 3 is really worth the watch, or like, when is your season 3 Picard reactions coming out? But I just don't know. I would like to watch it, but if there are spoilers for DS9 and Picard, it'll be after DS9 for sure, because I really don't want to spoil the show because I'm loving it so much. Greg says, watching you watch DS9 brings back all the memories of watching it for the first time. That's really nice. I was hoping that would happen. You know, I'm going to actually move this a little bit so then you can just see me talking a little bit more. I'm going to move this like this, and then I'm going to move my camera like this. So I think I'm kind of in the middle there. That's close enough to being in the middle. Don't really know where my DS9 background went though. I guess my DS9 background is just gone. I'll just move it all the way up. Beautiful, look at that. Hello everyone, now I'm a big person on your screen. But thank you, Greg, for watching the reactions and everything like that. It really does mean a lot there. Let's see. Kyle says, who is your favorite villain so far? Favorite villain so far has to be Wynn. I mean, the Dominion maybe eventually, but Wynn, I love her. Are you talking about all Star Trek or just DS9? But maybe even in all Star Trek, Wynn is just my favorite. She is just so much fun to... I've never hated a character so much than I do Wynn, and I think that's a sign of a good villain. So I think Wynn is my favorite. Cody, I'm glad you have someone else that covers TNG. Now you have DS9 and TNG. Both bases are loaded. Sheikh Zula said, at least it's water. I'm still cleaning keys a week after an iced tea spill. Oh, yeah, you don't want iced tea to spill your keys. It could be a little sticky, you know. Speaking of iced tea, I remember when I went to England, it wasn't this year, when I went to England a few years ago, I had British iced tea is different than American iced tea. And American iced tea is very sugary and stuff, but British iced tea is just cold tea. So I ordered it, and I spat it out because I was expecting like the sugary Nestle iced tea, you know what I mean? But I got just tea with ice in it. And I was like, what is this? What is this chaos that I'm drinking right now? But that's my iced tea story for you. Max Winshear, what do I do for my day job? I don't have a day job at the moment. Actually, this is my source of income at the moment, which I'm really lucky to have. It's like I'd call it my part-time job. I make just enough to call it my part-time job here on the channel, but I'm full-time university student at the moment. So juggling this channel and full-time school is a lot of work. So I don't really have time as well to do another job on top of that. But fortunately, this is enough to cover my rent and cover my groceries at least, and cover my tuition costs for the semesters as they go along, which I'm very grateful for, and I'm very grateful for your guys' support. But yeah, I guess this would be my job at the moment. But I wouldn't call it a full-time job. You know what I mean? I wouldn't call it a full-time job. Because I'm juggling a lot of other stuff, mostly school, like 5 classes a term for school and university. So that's kind of what I do. That's kind of what I do from day to day at the moment. Let's see. Okay, John DeMarco says there are definitely spoilers of Picard season 3 for stuff in DS9. Okay, that's what I heard. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I'm done. I've done at least DS9 before I get to Picard season 3, maybe even Voyager. You spot a Harry Potter book. Is there a Harry Potter book back here? I spot a Harry Potter book. Where do you spot the Harry Potter book? I probably have a Harry Potter book, but it's probably over here on the shelf. If it's not on the shelf, then it's on my brother's bookshelf. But I have a lot of books on this side of the camera. Maybe not a lot of books, but I have books on this side of the camera. And this is just stuff on this side of the camera. I do have a Harry Potter wand, though, down there, which is pretty fun. And my piggy bank from when I was like 5 years old, which is pretty cool. But yeah. Let's see. Willie Jacob said, are you planning on watching the first 2 TNG movies in between DS9? Fits the timeline nicely. I'm going to say no. I was not planning that. It'd be kind of cool though. It'd be kind of fun. Maybe I can do a live stream on that or something one day. I won't make a reaction to them just because I've reacted to them to already. But it would be fun maybe to do like a live stream for the first 2 TNG movies, because I really like those movies actually. So maybe it'd be fun if you guys would be down for a live stream one day. I'd maybe think about that. That would be kind of cool. Matt Tyree said, "What's your major at school, and what do I want to do when I graduate?" I am majoring in English honors right now as my degree, and then I've applied this year. My applications are out to universities across Canada for a teaching degree, So hopefully I can become a teacher when I'm older. So I've applied for their Bachelor of Educations, and you need a bachelor's before you get in. So I did an English honors bachelor, which I'm doing right now, which hopefully I'll be finished in April. I can graduate in April, and hopefully I'll be accepted to a school in April or May as well. And then, so I'm very stressed at the moment because I've applied. You know, when you're just waiting to hear back from everyone after you've like applied to something or like sent in your resume somewhere or something like that. That's my stage right now. Like I've applied to a bunch of schools, and now I'm just sitting and rotting and waiting for their answer. But if I get into a school for the Bachelor of Education, that'd be great. I can go to a school, get my teaching degree, and then hopefully teach either in Canada or around the world if I get into a program that I want to do. So that would be really fun. Yeah, pretty dude, like a watch along for those Star Trek videos. That's what I'm talking about, for the Star Trek videos. Yeah, pretty dude. Heck yeah. Being a teacher, that's so funny. I would be excited. I've taught a lot. I've taught a lot before. I have a lot of experience teaching. So I made up my mind I want to be a teacher about two years ago, because I taught like 5 years. I've taught for about 6 or 7 years now. Not in school, but I've taught kids before for about 6 or 7 years. So I have experience with them. I really enjoy it. It's something that I'd like to do. English teacher Greg, hello, welcome. Another English teacher. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy it. Nick says, I think you'd be a great teacher. Thank you, and thank you for wishing me good luck. I'm wishing myself good luck as well. I'm praying. I'm praying. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the live stream there, because I'm actually I'm starving. I'm really hungry. I want to eat some food. But I hope that you guys have a great day today. I hope you guys have a great New Year's. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the finale of Season 2, my reaction to the finale of Season 2. It was so much fun to watch that with you guys, to be on the chat with you guys and everything. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. And if you want to watch any more of my Star Trek content, you can head over to my Patreon. It's a little shameless plug there. I'm 6 episodes ahead of YouTube, so you can watch up to episode 6 of Season 3 right now. Both regular reaction and uncut, like watch along reaction. But if not, that's totally fine. Then I'll see you next week on YouTube for Season 3 premiere, which is the Search Parts 1 and Parts 2, which is where we meet the founders, which is so exciting. You guys, my reaction to the founders is pretty interesting. And yeah, I'm really, really excited. So yeah, hope you guys have a Sheikh Zula just said that, and then have a oops, my bad, that's pretty funny. But yeah, thank you so much guys for being a part of this live stream. Really meant a lot that you guys were here with me, talking to me and stuff like that. It's been a long one, like 2 hours long, so like really impressed that you guys stayed the entire time, actually. And bye for now. Happy New Year's, everyone, and I will see you next week for Star Trek Season 3. Oh, that's so exciting. And hopefully for the live stream at the end of Season 3 as well. Anyways, see you guys later, and have a good day. Now I have to turn off the live stream really awkwardly, so goodbye.